This isn't a movie about guns or action. It's about turning human weakness into a weapon.
A young woman, Dominica, is meditating with her eyes closed while sitting in her home. On the other side, a man named Nate is searching for something. Suddenly he receives some messages. He notes down a code from those messages and reads it by wrapping it around a pen. Dominica now goes to her mother's room and asks about her night. Her mother says she is fine. Now Dominica gets her ready, after which she takes her mother to a doctor. The doctor examines her. Meanwhile, Nate is traveling somewhere by metro when a policeman stares at him, so Nate averts his eyes and leaves from there, going to a cafe. Now the caretaker for Dominica's mother arrives, and now Dominica goes to the theater and starts getting ready to dance there. Before Dominica's dance begins, her uncle introduces her to a local gangster there, introduces her to the gangster, and Uncle Ivan is also the director of the Russian intelligence agency. The gangster tells Dominica that if you ever need anything, feel free to tell me. After this, they all take a photo together. That goon starts touching Dominica's body, but Dominica didn't want to make a scene there. Now her dance begins and another man starts dancing with her, then that man jumps on her foot while dancing, causing her leg to break. On the other side, Nate secretly gives an item to a man, then suddenly the police arrive. Nate takes out his gun and fires. Now the police start chasing Nate. Nate runs and surrenders himself at the American embassy. Meanwhile, Dominica is taken to the hospital. Now Nate's secret is revealed. He is an American CIA agent. The person he met was an American spy who worked in his own agency. After Nate's identity is revealed, he is sent back to America. Now the director of Russian intelligence, Tsar Koba, comes to meet Dominica's uncle Ivan. Tsar Koba asks him about Dominica. Ivan tells him that she is in the hospital and her surgery is ongoing. Then Tsar Koba tells Ivan about Nate and says that Nate has been identified. He is a CIA agent. Then the general says that who was that second man with him. They still haven't been able to find out. Then Tsar Koba tells Ivan to find out about that man. Now Dominica wakes up in the hospital and cries a lot seeing the condition of her leg. Then after a few months pass, Ivan comes to Dominica's house to meet her and tells her that your company has hired another girl in your place. Her name is Sonia and she is nothing compared to you. Then Dominica says, have you come to express sympathy? He says no, I want to help you because now how will you afford your mother's treatment and household expenses, and tells her that when you recover, come to me, I have some work for you. And he tells her that your accident was not an incident, it was planned in advance. Now he gives her some recordings of conversations between Sonia and others. Now Dominica feels very sad. Now she quietly goes to the theater and sees her boyfriend with Sonia and attacks both of them very hard, causing them to be severely injured. Then she calls the police from an unknown location and tells them about her boyfriend at the theater. The next day she goes to meet Ivan and Ivan tells her that you have to gather information about a Russian gangster, Dmitry. Dmitry also likes you, you have to win his trust. Dominica agrees for the sake of her mother's treatment. Now Dominica goes to a hotel, where she bathes in the washroom and wears a beautiful red dress, and after this she goes and sits in the hotel bar. Dmitry comes there near her and asks her, why have you come here? Dominica tells him that I have come here to meet you. Dmitry asks her, what do you want from me? Dominica tells him that I have only one dream, I want to become a dancer, and a special dancer. Then she goes with Dmitry to his room, where Dmitry sends his guard outside. Then sitting on the bed, he tells her to take off her dress. Dominica takes off her dress and comes near him. Now Dmitry tries to take her. Dominica looks towards the door for help. Then a man wearing a helmet comes and presses Dmitry's neck and finishes him. Now Dominica reaches a secret place with him. That man now removes the mask from his face. He is a Russian agent sent by Ivan. Then Ivan arrives there. Dominica tells him that you knew what would happen there, yet you sent me there. I don't want to die. Ivan says that this is your new birth and now I am sending you for training, and very few people succeed in that training, but you have to succeed in that training somehow, otherwise I won't be able to do anything for you. After this, Dominica is sent to a training center. There she meets the warden, Matron, who tells Dominica that you will not reveal your identity to anyone here. Now her training begins. Her training is in espionage, where they have to use the temptation of lollipops to get their work done. There she is taught to open locks, and also told about some cases. Then one evening, Dominica is bathing when a man named Nikol arrives. Dominica takes a handle and injures him. Because of this action, the general comes to the training center. Dominica tells him about the incident that happened with her. The general sends everyone out and tells Dominica that my wife and I had seen your dance. Dominica tells him that was a different life. Now in class, Nikol is called before Dominica. Her warden tells Dominica to give Nikol whatever he wants. Dominica takes off her dress, but Nicole cannot do anything and leaves from there in anger. The general was also watching all this. Now the general gives Dominica an assignment, in which Dominica has to get close to Nate and find out the name of the agent whom Nate saved in the park, and tells her that for this he will have to go to Budapest. Now Dominica goes to Martha's house in Budapest. Then the next day Dominica starts working and starts following Nate everywhere, and she gets a membership of the same swimming pool where Nate always goes. Now Dominica wears a swimsuit and passes by Nate. Nate turns to look at her, and when she jumps into the pool, Nate keeps watching her. When Dominica comes out, Nate talks to her. Dominica tells him that she is a translator and works at the embassy here. Then Dominica sits in a train and leaves from there. The next day she goes to the pool, but Nate is not there. Then she returns her locker key and asks for her ID. But she doesn't get her ID. Actually, Nate had stolen her ID. Then Nate tells his CIA boss that if we take her with us, it would be good because she is Ivan's niece. Hearing this, they put Nate on her trail. The next day Dominica goes to an event. There Nate comes to her and takes her real name. Then Dominica says, "You stole my ID." Then Nate asks her for dinner. Dominica agrees to go the next day. She returns to her room, but her partner Martha is not there. She starts searching for something. Then she finds out that Martha has been assigned to gather intelligence about the American senator's chief. Just then Martha arrives home. Dominica goes to her room. Meanwhile, Nate gets tired of waiting for dinner and goes home. Dominica starts following him. Seeing her condition, Nate asks what happened. Dominica says that my boss was going to take advantage of me. Somehow I ran away and came here. After this, Dominica starts to go home. The next day Dominica comes to Nate's house, fills his glass in her bag and returns home. Upon returning home, she meets Ivan. Dominica tells him that Nate told her why he fired the gun in the park that night, and now Nate has started trusting me. Now Ivan becomes happy. The next day Dominica returns to the apartment. Then the Russian agent says, "This is the result of you telling secrets and this is your last warning." Meanwhile, Nate and his boss come to know that Dominica is a Sparrow, Russian spy. Now the police interrogate Dominica, and as soon as Dominica comes out, Nate is in front of her. He takes her to his house and tells her that he has come to know that she is a Sparrow. Then Dominica tells him the whole truth. She says that Uncle gave me two choices, either I die or become a Sparrow. Now by killing Martha, those people have sent me a message that if I don't work for them, they will kill me too, and they want the name of the men you saved in the park. Nate says that can never happen. Now Nate tells Dominica to work with him. Dominica asks what's different about it. Nate says that here you don't have to use your body like a sparrow. Now Dominica goes to sleep. In the middle of the night, Dominica goes to Nate and asks, "Can I trust you?" Nate promises. The next morning he tells her to work as before and prepare reports about him so that no one suspects you, and wait for my signal. Then after a few days, Nate is called by his boss for a test and they interrogate him, and they become convinced that Dominica is now with America. Then Dominica gives him information that the American senator's chief is working for Russia, and she is going to give all the information about the American satellite defense system for money, and for that, I am going to London. Now Dominica tells Nate's boss to deposit $30,000 in my bank account. They agree. After reaching London, she waits for Stephanie at the hotel. Now Stephanie arrives and takes her to the room and gives her money and takes all the information from her. Dominica, getting an opportunity, changes that information. Nate and the CIA see her on camera. They exchange it and leave the room. Nate goes and removes the chip, and when Stephanie comes down, she suspects something. Just then a truck hits her. Now Nate gets a call from his boss. They tell him that apart from us, there was also a Russian agent there, because now Stephanie is dead and they will suspect this, so they will also kill Dominica. Now Dominica is called back to Russia. Nate comes to the airport to stop her, but it's too late. They take her to Russia and interrogate her, asking, "Did you tell about Stephanie?" She denies it. They start torturing her, but Dominica doesn't tell them anything. Dominica surrenders herself and asks to meet the Russian ambassador. The ambassador arrives. Dominica says that I need to meet the Russian chief, Tsar Koba. She makes a call and gives the name of the Russian spy. The general takes one last drink at his home while listening to music. America now agrees to free Dominica in exchange for the Russian spy. Nate tells her that your uncle would be proud of you. Nate asks, "How did you find out his name?" Dominica says, "What difference does it make?" Then Nate says that now Americans will start suspecting me and there will be an inquiry. Dominica doesn't give any answer. Now the Russians show the face of that spy. It was not the general but Ivan, seeing which Nate is shocked. Actually, Dominica had taken Ivan's name. Now as Ivan is leaving, the Russians have him shot and they take Dominica and leave from there. Nate keeps watching her. Now after reaching Russia, people praise Dominica. The next day Dominica watches a dance, then she comes home. Just then she gets a call. She has received a new mission. The movie ends here.